It's ingredients time, everyone. So let's go over our ingredients. We have our rotisserie chicken here. So I got both of the breast and some of the thigh meat and I chopped it up. We have celery, bell pepper, minced garlic. We have shallot. And the shallot kind of resembles a red onion, but it's a smaller version. So a shallot, I have a white onion chopped and carrots. We're gonna have our half and half butter and chicken stock. We have our flour here. We have our puff pastry, which is gonna go on top of the pie. That's gonna be nice, buttery, and flaky. We have our pie crust, and I have two 9-inch deep dish pie crusts. You can get whatever brand you want, it does not matter. And let's go over our seasonings. So I have black pepper here. We have garlic powder, smoked paprika. We have sage here, but if you have poultry seasoning, that will be excellent. We have Italian seasoning and salt. If you have garlic powder, you can add that as well. So I made sure, because I ran out of garlic powder, I'm using more of the garlic, actual garlic. So these are the ingredients for our chicken pot pie. And let's get started to assemble. Woohoo! Hey everybody, I know you miss me. Hey everybody, I know you miss me. Hey. Hey Ramen's Kitchen friends and family. I know it has been some time since I've done a video, but if you follow me on social media, you know that I started a new position. And so I wanted to get acclimated to that and see how everything runs before I start filming again. But I'm so glad to be back. A few weeks ago, I posted a chicken pot pie on my social media, and everybody was like, girl, I need the recipe. Girl, you gonna put that on your show? Cousin, my cousin Kendra. Hey Kendra, cousin, you gonna show us how to make it? I said, okay, let me do that. And it's so simple and it's so good. It's the fall. You see I got my fall colors. You know, I just got off work, so you know, let's give it the zhuzh that it needs. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna par bake our pie shells. So if you see the ingredients list, you see that I have two 9-inch pie shells frozen. So what we're gonna do, what I have done already, is poke holes at the bottom of the pie shell. So when we par bake it in the oven, they won't puff up. They might puff up slightly, but not to the point you're like, oh my gosh. So that's what we're gonna do. You can put holes on the side if you want, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this in the oven. I have preheated my oven to 425, and then we're gonna let them cook for like 10 minutes. And they're gonna be slightly brown. And so while we do that, we're gonna make our filling. So like I said, you don't wanna bake it all the way. You want it slightly brown, slight, like kind of ashy. But like I said, you don't want your pie crust to be soggy. You want all that, you know, you have this nice flaky puff pastry on top and then a soggy bottom. That's not what we want. That's not what we're doing here. So we're gonna par bake and then we're gonna go from there. Let's get started with the filling. Y'all ready? Hey guys, so let's start making our filling for this chicken pot pie. So I've taken the pie crust out of the oven, so they're like kind of ashy. They're not baked all the way, but we want to par bake them so when we put the filling in the shell, it won't be soggy. You know what I mean? So what I have already, this is my Dutch oven. I have a stainless steel Dutch oven. I have a stick of butter in here. I know the recipe, when you look at the ingredients, it calls for like a third of a stick or whatever. I'm using a half a cup because I have a lot of filling, so I want to make sure everything is coated. So the butter is nice and bubbly. I don't know what the term is, but it's ready. I have my veggies here, so I prepped them last night. I have shallots, I have the Trinity, which is onion, bell pepper, and celery, so that's in there. I have my carrots and a clove of garlic, like a few cloves of garlic. So we're gonna put this in here, right? So remember, we have a half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick of butter, right? If you want to be healthier, you can use what's the word? Well, not the word, but you can use olive oil instead. But you know, this is comfort food. So you want this to be nice and rich. So what we're gonna do is saute these vegetables, and then once they become nice and translucent, I'll show you that. Once they become nice and translucent, then we'll add the flour to make a roux. So we're gonna wait till all this gets nice and coated and bubbly and translucent. That's the word of the day. And then we're gonna add a half a cup of flour to our half a cup of butter. And then we're gonna make our roux, and then we're gonna add our seasonings and all that. So it's gonna be real good. So I'll see you in about 30 seconds. We're gonna let this get nice and translucent. We're gonna come back and add our flour. See you in a second. Hey you guys, so my vegetables have been cooking, sauteing for about, let's say about 9 minutes. They're getting nice and tender. You want your onions to be translucent, but you want the carrots, like your hearty vegetables, like your carrots and celery, to be nice and tender. So you want that, you know, because you don't want no raw, crunchy carrot in your pie. You want it to be nice and tender, but still have its integrity. So we're at that point. I wish you could smell it. You can smell the shallots. You can smell the onions and the celery and the bell pepper. Everything smells so good. As you can see the steam here. So what I'm gonna do is try to, I don't wanna spill any of the contents, but if y'all can see, woo! See, that's what the veggies look like at this point. So what we're gonna do, we have a half a cup of flour. So we're gonna make like a roux. You know when you make your gravy and you know when you make your gumbo, you make your roux. And if you're making a good roux, it'll take about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So this is gonna be a blonde roux, like a lighter roux, okay? It's not gonna be as rich as your gravy, but you know, I like my roux dark, you know. So I'm gonna make it a little darker. So this will be about, I'll say about 6-7 minutes. Cause like I said, I like a darker roux, but not too dark like my gravy. My gravy, I do about 15 minutes maybe for my roux, for my gravy. This one will be about 7 or 8 minutes. So we're going to just let this cook, and once it gets a nutty brown, you start smelling, you want to cook the flour taste out. So you want it to smell kind of nutty. So once you smell it, right? So trust your senses. Once you smell it and it smells kind of nutty, then you know, okay, I can add my liquid. So we're gonna cook this for a few minutes, and then we're gonna come back and add our liquids, okay? Hey you guys, so I have been cooking this flour and stuff down for about 8 minutes. The bottom of my pan is kind of dark brown. You did not burn your pan, baby. That's just your goodness, right? Because that liquid that we're gonna pour in here is gonna get all those good bits up, and then it's gonna add flavor, right? So I wanna show you what it looks like right now. You see them brown bits at the bottom? That's what we want, brown bits, because brown bits equal flavor. So I'm gonna pour, first, I'm gonna pour my chicken stock a little bit at a time. You know, once it starts thickening up, then I'll add more liquid, and then we'll add our seasonings next, right? So it's getting thick. Girl, it's thick like my thighs. Woo! We're gonna add more of our liquid. And don't forget, we still gotta add our half and half. So let me pour the rest of this chicken stock. I might add more. It looks like I might have more. I have to add more, and that's okay. So you gotta eyeball it, right? If it's too thick, add more liquid, okay? So just do a little bit at a time, because you can add liquid in, but you can't take it out. So now I'm gonna add, baby, half and half. You can use heavy cream, you can use milk, but I'm using half and half. You know, I'm getting best of both worlds here. If you're doing a plant-based pie, a vegetable pie, you can use a plant-based milk, maybe like a soy milk. I wouldn't use coconut milk because you don't want that flavor unless you're making like a curry vegetable pot pie. Ooh, that sounds like it got flavor, don't it? Don't it sound like flavor? Natalie, don't it sound like it got flavor?
That sounds like flavor.
Flavor, baby. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit more of my chicken stock to this, right? And then we're gonna add our veggies and our chicken. So let me here's my seasoning. Look at my seasoning. Remember we talked about all those seasonings, right? Smells like heaven. Spread out all up and through here, baby. All up and through here, okay? Add them seasonings. Ooh, this baby's bubbling up, honey. I know you like, Robbie, you tripping. Yep. I want to add more half and half, but I think that's too rich. But we just need a little bit to give it that zhuzh that it needs, right? Here's the chicken. This is about 4 cups of chicken, okay? So I used both of the breasts, right? And then some dark meat. I didn't use the whole chicken, but I used both breasts. I cut it up in big chunks because I like a chunky pot pie. I like a chunky chunk, right? We want some chunkiness in it. I'm gonna add some more stock because it's a little thick, right? I'm gonna add some more stock. You know, I'm gonna let this cook for a while, cook down for a little bit. Let all the flavors marry. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys can smell this. It smells like heaven. You see? What'd you say, Natalie? Tell the people.
It smells good. I smell it out the door.
Come on, she smelled it out the door. She walked in, she said, girl, what's that smell? My pot pie. That's what you're smelling, baby. And I used a lot of black pepper, right? Black pepper. You don't have to use a lot of salt. We used a lot of other seasonings. We used a lot of black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. I did have some poultry seasoning. Add poultry seasoning to it. Like, you know, you can add a pinch of salt, but all the other flavors. And then I wanted to give it a little smokiness. So usually I use a smoked rotisserie chicken from Whole Foods, but they were out. So I got a regular rotisserie. So I said, okay, Rob, you gotta amp up the smoky flavor. I could have added a little liquid smoke, but I'm like, oh, that would have been too much. So I just added a little extra of the smoked paprika to give it that zhuzh. Because some people gonna be like, what is that in the pie? Smokiness. That's what you're smelling, baby. That's what you're smelling. Oh my God. Oh my God. Natalie, I want you to look at it. You ain't got to get on camera, but I want you to look at this filling. So I ended up using the whole thing of chicken stock.
Oh, it does look good.
We're gonna stir it. It's gonna be, oh God. Ooh, y'all. I'm gonna let it get a little bit thicker. So we're gonna let it cook for, like 15 minutes maybe. Get it a little thick, and then we're gonna add it to the par-baked pie shell, and then we're gonna add our puff pastry on top, our egg wash, and a little bit of black pepper on top, maybe some herbs, and it's gonna be fire and desire, in the words of Rick James. So I'll see you guys in about 2 minutes. Okay, you guys, so our filling is nice and thick, thicker than a Snicker. I wanna show you guys this filling. Oh my God, it's a beautiful nutty brown color, right? Remember we had to make our roux nice and brown, but here's the, can you even see the filling? I don't know, but that's the filling. I'll give you a close-up when we pour the filling in the pie shell, but I was just so excited. You know, I had to taste a little bit of it, and you know, the pie is gonna taste better the next day when all the seasonings melt together. But here is our par-baked pie crust. It's not baked all the way, but I just wanted to bake it enough so it won't be soggy, right? So our spoon, oh God. So I got my little ladle here. I'm just gonna ladle this thick filling in these pie shells. Look how thick that is. Oh my God. Like, this is like decadence, right? Decadence, big chunks of chicken. You got your shallots, you got your onions, you got your bell peppers and celery. Like, this is a hearty meal for the fall. In the winter, like, you know, I'm in Louisiana, you know, they're gonna make a crawfish pie. A crawfish pie be jamming and slamming. Right, huh, Natalie?
Yep.
Crawfish be jamming and slamming. So you can put whatever you want. If you want like a beef pot pie, make like a beef stew kind of, and put that in here, because, you know, I love some beef, you know? Oh, this filling, oh my God, we're gonna fill this all the way up, right? We are not gonna skimp, because when you come to my house and you have dinner, I'm gonna make sure you're well fed. I'm gonna make sure the food is good. I'm gonna make sure we're gonna have like nice plates out. You know, have our little cups out, little cocktail. What's our cocktail for today? Oh, we got margaritas from last time.
Yeah.
We didn't get to our margaritas, right? But if you're drinking wine, what I would pair this with is probably like a Riesling, some type of white wine. And it will be so delicious. Because chicken, this is a light sauce. I got some filling left over, so I can put it on something. Shoot, I'm going to take this to work tomorrow with filling for lunch with some crackers or something on the side. And then these freeze well. You can freeze a whole pie, so just make sure you really put it in an airtight container, wrap it in some like saran wrap, and then put it in an airtight container. It'll freeze for like a month, so you'll be good to go. Okay, so I want you to look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Oh shoot, some of my crust fell, but that's all good because you know why? You're about to put puff pastry on top. So this puff pastry is going to be a little bit rustic. If you want it to be beautiful, like my friend Shauna, she's very into like the aesthetics of things, right? I'm not Shauna, but I love her though. That's my girl. She's into aesthetics, and so this is kind of ghetto fabulous, but it's all good. So we're going to layer this puff pastry on top. Oh my God. It's gonna be square, but you can cut the ends off if you want to. I'm just gonna fold them over. You're gonna cut the ends off if you want to, if you want it to be perfect. But you know, I don't care. I want all the smoke. I want all the pastry. So you're gonna fold that over. I know y'all like, Robin, this is ghetto fabulous.
No, it's more homemade.
Yes.
Really
Okay.
homemade.
I ain't selling this. Make sure you put your little slits in so the air can come out. Get the little slits. We're gonna get our little slits in there, huh? You could make a design. Like my friend Shauna, she'll probably make a design. I ain't doing all that. I just want it to be like, you know, get the air bubbles. So it's gonna be nice and good. So this is our first pie. Remember, we have our oven preheating at 425. So that's the first one. Get the second pie. Ooh, all this juice on the side. Ooh. This one is still put together. Our puff pastry. And you get your puff pastry in the freezer section, right? You get it in the freezer section next to the pie crust. So, hey, Trina, tell everybody hello.
Hey guys.
you know, my house is like the eating spot. But we're putting this on here. It smells delectable. Let's cut the holes in here. Yes, this one's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna put holes right down the middle. It doesn't have to have any rhyme or reason. But girl, you got chips. Girl, this girl brought chips to a chicken pot pie dinner. Who does that? So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna make our egg wash, right? So I have one egg beaten. I'm gonna beat it some more. This is the egg beaten. And we are going to get our little slow down, pastry brush. That's a tongue twister. And we're just gonna give it the zhuzh that it needs. And it's gonna make it nice and golden brown. Ooh-wee. Oh my God, this is gonna be delectable. I really miss you guys on Robin's Kitchen, and I'm gonna bring more content. I'm gonna make something for like Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna do like a Thanksgiving special where we're gonna do like all side dishes. Because you know, not everybody wants turkey. Like my brother's coming to visit me and he don't want turkey. He wants a seafood extravaganza. But I still want like on my sides, you know what I'm saying? Like the dressing, the greens, you know what I'm saying? I will do some desserts. I might make like a basic cake recipe for you guys. So you can do the basics. Like, it is so easy to make a cake. Then you won't even go back to box cake anymore after I show you this recipe. It's gonna be nice and moist, and we can add like pureed sweet potato in there, you know, zhuzh up your cakes. So now we can put the egg wash on here. We're gonna get some black pepper, and we're gonna just get our crushed black pepper and put on top. I like a little zhuzh on the top of my pie, a little zhuzh, right? And if you want to be extra fancy, you're gonna put like a little parsley, just a little bit, just to give it a little warmth. All right, because you know this is a savory pie. Why? Because you see the black pepper. So we're gonna put this in the oven. We're gonna wait till this gets nice and brown and puffy, because remember, we cooked the filling already and our bottom is already part baked. So everything will just cook and be beautiful and brown. Then we're gonna let it sit for like 30 minutes because you don't want all that stuff to just spill out, right? We don't want spillage. We want it to hold its integrity. So let me show you what this is gonna look like. We're gonna put it in the oven and we'll be good to go. So I'll see you guys in about 20 minutes. Love you. Bye-bye. You guys, we're back. And so we allowed our pie to rest for like 30 minutes. But look how golden brown that is. Look at all those black pepper flakes and the parsley, and look how brown it is. It's so flaky. So I started cutting the slice already. I let it rest for like 30 minutes because what you want is the stuff to stay solid. It's still kind of hot, so it may be all over the place. So we're gonna see how this works out. So I'm gonna get a little piece. This is flaky, okay? Oh my God, it's so flaky. Ooh, Jesus, thank you, Lord. Oh my God. Oh my God. You hear Natalie in the background? It looks so good. Look at all that. Oh, it's coming out. It's zhuzhing out. I think I need a spoon. All right, so let me try a little bit of the pie. Put this to the side here. I just think the next day is gonna be so delicious, right? So let's get a little piece of this flaky puff pastry. And we're gonna get some of this chicken. We're gonna get a carrot. Oh my God. When I tell you, baby, that this will please the crowd, and if you need to cook for your boo for the winter months, keep them warm, keep that stomach full, this is what you do. It is so decadent and creamy. So until next time, I love you guys, and stay cooking. Robin's Kitchen.